Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Georg Mack Plays the Classics. Toobin is one of those games where you have to ask what the developers were smoking when they made it. Atari and Midway are both credited as developers on the original arcade cabinet. I guess we all need to put out some stinkers in order to balance our hits. You take the role of Biff or Jet, and you want to master something like 50 rivers around the world, on the moon, and in the underworld. If you find them on the river, you can equip cans to throw diagonally at enemies on shore. Grab a six-pack for unlimited can-throwing action. That level. You need to avoid enemy projectiles and obstacles on the river. You can attack some floating sticks to reveal items. Movement is handled with the D-pad, and you can move however you want, but current occasionally makes your floating more difficult to control. Travel through gates, like a slalom, to add to your score. The higher the point value, the more narrow the gates. You can also catch floating letters to spell Toobin for more points. Make it to the whirlpool at the end of the level to move on to the next. When it comes to grading Toobin on the NES, graphics get a 1.0. Everything looks pretty bad. The banks of the river outside of the jungle are plain. Sound gets a 1.0. Music and sound are annoying and not very fitting. Gameplay gets a 1.0. There's very little depth to gameplay. Giving the player a couple more things to do would have done wonders. Difficulty gets a 1.0. There are places that are instant death traps because you aren't at one specific spot on screen. Fun factor gets a 0.5. This game is so boring and unfun. Overall, Toobin earns a 0.9 and gets a D. I feel bad for anyone who had it as a kid. I would have revolted. Well, that's going to do it for me for today. Please make sure to like this video. Let me know how much you think Toobin sucks in the comments. And please subscribe to Head Drop Productions here on YouTube because we want you here for each and every video we release because it is your destiny.